I'd like to hear from Diamond. I'd like Diamond to say, this is why you're not getting your books.
Right.
I think that would go a long way. Just be honest. Tell us why our LCSs are not getting our books. Tell us why our books are damaged. Now, there's two different cases. Mm-hmm. You go into your comic shop. Did you get these books? Nope, we didn't get them. And they got them. That happens.
It does happen.
That's a bad shop. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 95 of the new Coffee and Comics Show. As you can see, I'm not alone. I got my good friend Bob here with me. Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Still waking up, but I'm doing well.
You're actually pretty spry this morning. I gotta give you credit. Sometimes you come over, you're a little... but today you're doing good, so I can appreciate that.
Awesome stuff.
Is it because of the coffee that we're drinking? Because the coffee is by Mocha Express,
yes,
the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. Mm-hmm. What are you drinking so far?
I am drinking an iced Americano that's been brewed with some cinnamon, with some sugar-free vanilla sweetener in it, and it is tasty.
Now, that's not your first coffee today, is it?
No, this is my third.
Yeah, I can tell. So I'm having the Bueller. Mm-hmm. Nice, huh? It's a peanut butter mocha or latte. I get them
mocha.
Mocha, there we go. This is my second cup of coffee today. I don't know what time it is. It's like 11 or whatever.
Something like that.
I don't know. But anyway, I'm having it. Let me take a sip. It's better than the coffee I had this morning from my K-Cup maker.
There you go.
So I really enjoy that. But Mocha Express, the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to our friends and sponsors of the channel. Of course, we got Comic Pro Line. We have Scout Comics. You can go to our website, go to scoutcomics.com, enter the code Bueller at checkout. You save 10%. You can also go to Blackbox Comics or blackboxcomics.net, enter the code Bueller10 at checkout, and you save 10%. And Bob, you have one as well. Which one is that?
TKO Studios, and if you go to their website and make a purchase and use the code EVERYTHING20, you get 20% off. And guys, I hope you really appreciate all of these different sponsors that we have, because they're making it possible for you to get cheaper books. How can you beat that?
That's right, and we have more lined up in the near future, and you'll find out about that here in the next couple of weeks. Some pretty exciting ones. People ask me about some grading services. Maybe that's happening. I don't know. I can't say it for
awesome.
Sure, but it's happening. So
awesome.
Very cool. But I want to say thank you to all of them to helping us make all this possible and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and do a quick rundown of the show. But before I do that, let's talk about some boxes really quick. Because last week we showed the boxes, the new plastic ones, and I had some questions about that. So let's get some boxes up here. Watch this. And there we go. We have boxes. Now, Bob, where'd you go?
I'm here. I'm just kind of buried behind all these boxes.
I guess that's okay, right?
I guess it's okay.
It could be worse.
Could be worse, but there's a lot of them.
Well, they sent us a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
But one thing, we want to take a minute and kind of go through their different products and kind of talk about them really fast, because we had a lot of questions about the boxes themselves kind of come to me over last week's video, because we only talked about the short box. They have that one down there, the black one, which is the one for slabs. You have that one.
Yeah. As you can see, the slabs fit in here very nicely. It's corrugated and, very sturdy.
How many slabs I got?
Right now you got 4 in there.
4 slabs. So I think I might get one later in this episode. You never know.
You never know.
I already know. So there's the ones for slabs, and I have this one. This is for the magazine size books. And you know what? Like I said on last week's episode, I didn't have a place for magazine size books. So they must have been watching, because now I do. I don't have hardly any. I have like 8. Only twice as many slabs as I have.
I'm on my second box.
Oh, are you really?
Yes.
Yeah. They're not even bagged or boarded or nothing like that. So, and then they also have the line for. Go ahead and show that one. Look at this one. This is for the younger generation. This is the long box, and these are all the plastic boxes. And it's the same design as a short box. They have the corrugated going left to right, which makes it quite a bit stronger. But that is a long box. You fill that full of comics. I can't pick it up anymore. It hurts, man.
Yeah, it does. I don't pick myself anymore either.
Yeah, used to be no problem. Now it's like short boxes are the way to go. But they also have a line of card boxes. And I was into collecting cards many, many years ago. And I'm glad I stopped, to be totally honest, because it was kind of a gamble with cards, because it was just opening a pack and hoping to see what you get. I guess there's a big resurgence of card collectors right now. The market is just huge for sports cards. They got a bunch of new stuff going on. So they have all these supplies. These are the same design as the comic boxes, but they have them for cards. Do you remember these sorters?
I do.
You put them all in there. You put all your cards in there. And then they have the big one.
I used to get all kinds of these.
Yeah, so the 4 slats. Let me tell you something that's not changed about these is putting this thing together.
Oh, really?
Man, I used to hate putting this together when I was a kid, and I put this together, and the same thing. I mean, once it's done, it's great. But putting these together, because you have to line them all up, and you have to hold the tabs with both hands and get the divider in there in the middle, it's not an easy chore. But anyway, these are great. And then they have an assortment of different size boxes for cards. You got this one for just a few cards. You got this one for more cards. This one for in between the cards. This one for a lot more cards. They got gray, black. And the design on these, like I said, are very similar to the comic boxes. They're actually the same design, to be totally honest. And they fold up really nice and easy, and they're good to go. And you know what? I have some cards in here. Can I show my cards?
Yeah, show your cards.
I have... This is the only cards I still have are the Overpower trading card game. That's about it. But anyway, there's all sorts of different assortments of the different types of boxes. Short boxes, long boxes. All the new design with the cross from left to right design makes them a lot more sturdy. Let me tell you this. They came up with a slogan for them. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to imitate this design, and they're just not doing it. So I have a slogan. Let me just read it off here. It's pretty good. It says, others might try to imitate this design, but there's only one true Comic Pro line.
Awesome.
That's going to cost you guys. Just so you know. Nothing's free in Waterworld.
Right.
So let's go ahead and make our order right now. Bob, what do you want?
Well, I need about 2,500 of the regular and about 2,500 of the Silver Age.
Silver, bags and boards.
Bags and boards.
Bags and boards.
So, and I want some of the thick boards and I want some of the thin boards.
Thick board. What about the plastic ones? You want some of those?
I want some of the plastic
ones.
And then I need like 12 more short boxes.
12 more short boxes. Okay, that's awesome, man. That's our order. But anyway, great product. Thank you, Comic Pro Line, for sending us all this stuff. And hopefully we'll do another one of these videos where instead of boxes are surrounding us, there's all those supplies we just talked about and just mountains of bags and boards and stuff. That'd be kind of cool, right?
That'd be fun.
All right, everybody, let's go back to our regular video and talk about some comics. And we're back, and those are some awesome boxes. And you know what? I'm pretty happy that we have all those on display. Showed all that they can do, all the different kinds. It's pretty awesome. Thank you, Comic Pro Line. Some of the best.
Absolutely.
There you go. So let's go ahead and do a rundown of what's on the show today. First off, we'll do our first 5 brought to you by Comic Pro Line. Next, we'll have Robbie's Pick of the Week from Pop Culture Philosophers. I just got done reading that book, so we'll talk about that just a little bit.
Sure.
We have our Topic of the Week by Blackbox Comics, and that's, are you finding it difficult to get the comics that you want? Mm-hmm. And if you are, you're not alone. Let me just say that real quick. We also have our final 5. That's also brought to you by Comic Pro Line. And then we have our ones to watch. I actually have a pick this week. Do you have one this week?
I do.
There you go. It's another documentary.
Sweet.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we have our giveaways at the end as well, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. But let's go ahead and start off with our first 5 brought to you by Comic Pro Line. I will go first because I already have a book up there right now. And this is some Alex Ross goodness. And if you saw my video earlier this week, I did a one on Alex Ross and all those timeless variants. So I wanted to show you these ones. This one is Superman Kingdom Come Special. This is DC. I don't have a lot of Alex Ross DC stuff. So the ones I have right here, this is all I got.
All right.
So I have that one. I have Batman number 676.
Nice.
And Batman 679.
Love Alex Ross.
Justice number 4. That's it. That's my only DC books for Alex Ross. And then I have this one. This is Marvel. Marvel Snapshots. He's been doing these as well. Mm-hmm. That's featured in Submariner. But there you go. All Alex Ross goodness. That is my first 5. What do you got?
Awesome. Well, I know the video will be dropping on Monday morning, but today is actually Batman Day.
Oh, yeah.
So I brought some Batman books, and so I got Batman number 87 with some Catwoman action on there. And then I got Batman 426, one of the Death in the Family books.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Batman number 51. I've always loved this cover where you got Gotham sitting in the middle of his cape. And then we have Batman and Robin number 1. Like that cover. And then we got a Lee Bermejo cover, which is from Batman number 69. Love that one as well.
I forgot it was Batman Day, but I showed Batman.
You did.
So I'm covered, right?
Yeah, you are.
And I just want to say real quick, I saw that post by Shannon. He's doing a Batman cover. It doesn't actually have Batman on the cover.
It doesn't.
It's got Batgirl and the Joker, right?
Right.
But it looks awesome.
It looks amazing.
So looking forward to getting that one. I know he's wanted to do a Batman cover.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to do Batman character because like in that Catwoman one you have, on the shoulder of her, it shows Batman.
Yes.
So I think he really wants to do a Batman character cover.
Oh, I would love that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the time this video drops, the opening for that particular cover will have already happened. If they still have any more when this video drops, it's Comics Elite.
There you go.
And you can go check it out over there. It's an amazing cover, and you can't beat Shannon's work on it.
Are you going to get that?
Tomorrow, I'll be first in line, buddy.
We'll see what happens. Well, that's a great first 5, but you know what? It's time to shift some gears because we're going to go to Robbie's Pick of the Week.
Hey everybody, I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups from Pop Culture Philosophers. This morning I'm drinking a Monster Energy Ultra Sunrise. That's not coffee. Anyway, my pick of the week is...
Stillwater, #1 by Image Comics. And of course, this is written by Chip Zdarsky. I can't remember what the artist name was on it, but
That's all right.
this is an amazing book.
Yeah.
You got to read it, didn't you?
I did. I actually just read it right before you got here.
Oh, wow.
Chip Zdarsky is the writer for Daredevil, which is, I think it's like your favorite book of all
it
time
is.
ever. But I read this book, and you know what? Robbie picked a great one.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I thought that the concept of the town, it's like a whole town full of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Without like superpowers, but they never die.
Right.
Okay, they just regenerate, and and stuff like that. If they hurt themselves, they regenerate. And the whole town does this, and it's only within this small town. And I thought that was an interesting premise. And at the very end, the scene is pretty shocking, what happens at the very end of this book. So Robbie's pick, I got to tell him, another great one. He knows what he's talking about. Let's just face it. What do you think?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I mean, for most of the book, nothing really happens.
Yeah.
But the writing is so good that
It's
you're
a great
glued.
build.
Oh, absolutely. And you just really can't beat Zdarsky's writing. So I loved it.
Yeah, so definitely go check out Robbie at Pop Culture Philosophers. He does a video on Tuesday where he reads all the books. He reviews all the books, all non-spoiler reviews. He does the best reviews on YouTube. Definitely check it out. This was his pick of the week. It was also his pick for Thunderdome as well. And I think a lot of people haven't picked this book yet because they haven't read it. So do me a favor, read this book. It might change your mind for what your perceived pick of the week would have been.
Yeah.
Because it was really good. But check out Robbie at Pop Culture Philosophers. You won't be disappointed. Let's go ahead and shift gears again, because that's kind of what we do. Because now we're on to topics, and our topic is brought to you by Blackbox Comics. And our topic today is, are you finding it difficult to get your comics? Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
This is a question I wanted to pose because, let's just face it, recently at local LCSs, we go in there on Wednesday, and a lot of times they're short.
Yeah.
And they don't have the books that they're supposed to have. I don't think it's the comic shop's fault. I think there's a big problem with distribution right now, whether it's the distributor Diamond or Marvel or the publisher, I don't know. But this is a problem that's happening worldwide. 90% of the responses we got on this were like, yep, I'm not getting the books. They're not showing up. My comic shop is shorted on a weekly basis. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So first up, here we go. This is from 3G. And 3G said, I don't know what's going on, in quotes. Apparently I said that. Says, there's a goddamn global pandemic going on. That's what. Good grief. So he's being kind of a smart ass, but you know what? That's okay. And really, is it because of the pandemic?
I think the pandemic started it.
I don't think so, because this is a thing that we've had for a while.
True.
Not to this degree.
Exactly.
That's the problem. We've always had issues with we didn't get our books or they were damaged. That's another part of this, is damaged books as well. That's always been an issue, but it seems amplified now since after the pandemic, or it's still going on.
Yeah.
But since things have started back up, it seems to be more so.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. I mean, ever since we got New Comic Book Day back, it's been a constant thing of I
Yeah.
didn't get this book or this book was damaged. Sorry, and I'm getting tired of the sorries and having to go to a different shop.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seems like this shop will get none, and this shop over here will get some. Others, they'll say they're going to get theirs next week, and it's just a constant, fight to try to get the books that you want.
It's a hit or miss because it's like you said, one shop will get some, you'll get those. They didn't get some you wanted. You'll go to the next shop and they'll have the ones you wanted, but they didn't get the other ones.
Exactly.
So it's not like one shop is just getting everything.
Right.
It's literally hit and miss with every title. It's there's no rhyme or reason to what's going on with the comics that we're trying to pick up. And another thing is, now that there's more than one distributor, Lunar and Midtown, which is the UCS or whatnot, it's happening with them as well.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the more and more comments I read, because that was something that we talked about a few months ago about the other distributors, is this going on? And for the most part, Lunar was like, oh, they're doing a really good job. No issues with Lunar. The Midtown, or I gotta write this down, UCS, there is some issues or whatnot. But now here we are a few months later, and the issues are crept up on everyone. So I'm not getting our DC books at all. For some reason, DC's not showing up. I read that a lot. There was a lot of comments like that. So it's not just Diamond. So it's happening all around the board. So that makes me think a little bit of, okay, maybe it's not the distributors.
Right.
Maybe it has a lot to do with the publishers just aren't making enough copies to be distributed. I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I got the next one. Let me jump on there. This is from Trey X3DC DEC. I can't pronounce it, but you know what? Here we go. It says, I'm definitely having an issue getting most of the indies at my LCS, but stock does seem low for even DC and Marvel books. It sucks to walk into the shop on Wednesday morning and already copies are sold out. I want to kind of hit on indie titles because that's a whole nother beast. And a lot of that has to do with Diamond and just not putting out books. Literally, they're sitting on books. They're sitting on books at their warehouse that need to be distributed. And I will talk to many publishers, indie publishers. Hey, do you know when your book's coming out? Nope. What do you mean? I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How does that make any sense? And not just them, but multiple indie publishers I've talked to. Same thing. Hey, when's your book coming out? I don't know. Okay. They just sit on them, and it's almost like they don't have priority. And the priority titles are the Marvel and DC or bigger publishers. And I don't think that's fair, for any of them, because here these indie titles are trying to get out and make their name. And I'll give you a perfect example. Biggs and Tiny, #2, which is a series that I enjoy from Blackbox Comics. You can go there right now at their website and enter the code Bueller10 to save 10%. It's kind of nice. But issue number 2 was supposed to come out, and it got delayed like a couple weeks. It was done. It's been done. They're already all the way up to issue 5 right now.
Right.
But they don't know when it's going to be published. And it finally came out, and literally, if I'm not mistaken, he had to check with a local comic shop and see if they got it. That's how he found out it was coming out.
Wow.
That's a publisher.
That's crazy to me.
It is crazy.
I mean, it really seems like, preference is being given to probably the bigger publishers. That's the assumption.
Yeah.
I'd hate to think that that's exactly what's going on, but I mean, the evidence kind of points that direction.
Yeah.
My thing is that, we constantly see, especially like on your preview videos, how many times you say, don't know if these are coming out this week.
IDW is really bad right now.
Right now, yeah. And so, I know in some of those cases, is it, the case of the publisher because they definitely are having problems over there?
Yeah.
Or is it that, Diamond is sitting on top of books, which just is beyond me?
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
But I do think that, and we'll kind of get into it a little bit more, but I do think that Diamond is really struggling right now.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to sit there and have a different argument for that case.
Right.
Because if it wasn't the case, then I wouldn't have had so many responses worldwide about having the same exact issue as we're having right here.
Yeah.
They're having the same issue on the East Coast. They're having the same issue in Texas. They're having the same issue in Australia, in Canada, as we are here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
This is worldwide. And here, a lot of people were like, I thought it was just us because we're a small town. No, it's not. New York City, same thing.
Yeah.
Florida, same thing. It's happening to a degree to where it's not acceptable, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
And it's not any way an industry can thrive if this is the standard,
Right.
So it's,
well, for any type of media whatsoever, you make your bread and butter by advertising, letting people know when they can get the books, hyping the books, so that people get excited about it, and you churn up the industry so people will buy.
Yeah.
One of the examples I've had lately is White Widow. That's been pushed back like 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does a company subsist when they're trying to make money, and they can't count on an actual launch date so they can advertise? It's beyond me.
Now, that's from Absolute Comic Group, who puts that out. I have talked to them in the past. I think they kind of referred to the same situation. Like, these books are ready to go. They just don't know when they're going to release them. When the distributor is going to put them out.
Actually, on those ones, I do know that they're ready to go because I get their pre-release solicits, and that book has been there in pre-release for a long time.
Exactly. And real quick, I want to recommend a book that's coming out, I believe, in the next few weeks. Devil's Dominion by Blackbox Comics. It's going to be their new title. We're going to be previewing that book here on the channel. There's probably a little picture popped up right here to show you the cover. Very interesting cover. It doesn't exactly look like a kid-friendly book, but you know what? That's okay. Most books aren't.
Nope.
It's a book by Blackbox Comics that's coming out. You'll be able to check it out on their website, blackboxcomics.net. And like I said, we'll be doing a review on here later as we get closer to the release date. So looking forward to that.
Sounds good.
Bob, you were up next. You want to borrow my glasses?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
All right. This next one comes from James French. Thank you, James. Mine gets a lot of damages, especially key issues lately. Sometimes, by the time they reorder for damage, the book is no longer available. So second print, have to wait to read stories. Seems like maybe Diamond is pocketing for themselves because sometimes shorted on key books. Just wanted to say that I have a good comic shop, so if available when shorted, no matter whether the book has skyrocketed, he still gets replacements for cover price, unlike some comic stores you have discussed. Love the show. Shout out to Bob and yourself.
Well, here's the thing. He's talking about some things about possibly are they pocketing some money. And I've heard over the years conspiracy theories about Diamond. I don't have any proof to these, and honestly, I don't really believe them, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
One of the things I've heard is, does Diamond prefer bigger, more well-known shops to smaller shops? Or do they give them preferential treatment type thing? And I don't think that's the case. Like I said, I don't have any evidence of this, but when I think about it logically, it's like, okay, if a big, huge comic shop, they go, hey, Diamond, give us some extra copies. And Diamond's only option is to say, pull from other shops. I don't think Diamond would do that because I don't think that big comic shop has the leverage over Diamond. I think it's vice versa. It's like, if that was the case, Diamond says, well, what's your other option? Where else are you going to go?
Yeah.
They don't have another place to go. So I've heard that conspiracy before, but I don't think it holds water. I might be wrong. There might be something going on, but really, if you look at it logically and you try to figure it out, on a logistical basis, is it worth doing, for one, and for two, who holds the upper hand in this scenario? And when you figure that out, it doesn't hold water.
Sure.
So I kind of shoot that down a little bit. He also mentioned like the reorders when things are damaged and stuff, and you ask your shop or the shop wants to reorder and then they're all gone. That is the case all the time, but that is not new. That is something that's been going on, especially on any hot books, that are going to sell out. If it's already said it's in the second or third printing, that means the first printing is gone.
Right.
And so you're not going to get it. So if there are damaged copies, and there's a nice percentage of damaged books that hit the comic shops every week, unfortunately, this is the case. And from what I understand, it's crept over to the other distributors as well. And a lot of damaged books are coming DC Books, to where in the beginning it wasn't the case. So unfortunately, when they try to reorder, they're just not there and they're stuck. And it is a scenario that we can't really get around. And I think, like I said, that's been around for a long time. But I think it's just going to get worse because I think that the damaged books is becoming a main thing. And honestly, people are picky.
Yeah.
People are picky about their books, maybe more so than they need to be. I mean,
we've had that discussion.
There are people who aren't that picky. It's like, oh, it is what it is, and but that doesn't fit everyone, and I understand that. There's two people standing right here, and we both have different criterias for our books.
Yeah.
Picky might not be the word that I want to use for Bob, because look what he's wearing. But
what is that supposed to mean?
Come on, man.
I would say it has nothing to do with being picky. I guess OCD. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, but no, I'm sorry, man. But that was kind of fun. But I'm not one to talk. Look at me. But the thing is, like, when you look at your books, you want the best copy available.
Yeah.
I'm on the other hand, it's like, okay, I'll take it. Whatever you got, I'll take it. But we both enjoy the book. We just have different standards for what we're looking for.
Sure. Absolutely. I would like to say this whole thing on the conspiracy, though. I've been in supply chain manufacturing, for a very long time. And I would say that I bet you what's happening more than anything else is that Diamond is filling their larger orders first.
Yeah.
It makes more sense. You
Yeah.
fill the largest orders first, and then you filter down to the less larger until you get down to the bottom. That way it's just more efficient when you're trying to get orders out. And I bet you what ends up happening is that at times when they fill those larger orders first, the ones in the back end get screwed.
Yeah.
That's what I think is happening more
Yeah.
than that somebody's getting preferential treatment.
Yeah, I think that's probably the better scenario. Unfortunately, the smaller accounts, like you said, how that would filter down, they do kind of get left, without the stuff they want.
Yeah.
But like I said, this practice right now of being short of books, it's everywhere. I mean, it's like people are saying, I will go to 3 shops in my area. All 3 of them are missing books. So whether one's a big one, whether one's a little one, and really when you think about a big comic shop, there's only a few.
Right.
There's only a few. I mean, it's 10% are really big, and the rest of them are just little mom and pop shops, that are out there. So
sure. Well, let's just face it. I mean, we used to tell people, if you want to make sure you get your book, pre-order it. Go to previews. Make sure you let your LCS know. But in this climate, you just don't know.
That's not. Yeah, exactly. We do hit on online stuff, and we'll actually get that in a little bit. But I've noticed that even when you pre-order, it's not guaranteed right now.
That's right.
Okay, you got the next one here, Bob. Go ahead.
All right, this one comes from Germ1. He says, my shop definitely has been shorted on a lot of books lately. I thought it was just because we are kind of a small town, but must be all over. He's having trouble even getting boards and bags right now.
Yeah. So I want to hit on this because he's talking supplies. And I would just say this. When Comic Pro Line approached me, the first thing I asked them, I said, do you have product? Because this was a problem. Nobody was having supplies. Nobody had bags and boards. And that's the first question I asked them before we even started talking about, the partnership. Do you have product? And he's like, yep, we got product. And the nice thing is they're out of Canada. All the other stuff is coming from China.
Right.
All the bags and stuff like that, they're coming from China. BCW, all the other ones, Ultra Pro, look on the bags, they're from China. All the things that were shut down in China because at the very beginning of this, and I know this because when I was at the Comic Pro event, which was in February, they were talking about this. This is before everything happened. They were talking about, man, we're not going to be able to make bags. We're not going to be able to have boards. There's not going to be any comic supplies because we can't get the stuff over from China because they're all shut down.
Yeah, but even before that, there was an issue. If you remember with Max Pro Supplies, they were having trouble getting their stuff from China because of the trade embargo.
Exactly.
Right? So that was in effect first, and then the pandemic happened, which made things even more difficult.
Yeah.
So it is a problem.
Yeah, it was definitely compounded that together because the tariffs that were involved, that was an issue getting that stuff over, and we dealt with that for quite a while.
For sure.
And it's just now, I think our LCS who carries BCW just got their first shipment of BCW in over the last 6 months.
Right.
That's how long it's been for them to get supplies. So hopefully it fixes itself and these become more available. But if you want to go to Comic Pro Line, they have them in stock. Because like I said, very first thing I asked, do you have product in stock? That's the only thing I want to know. And they say yes. And if they got it, that's why you should order it. So
Absolutely.
there you go. And it's a good product.
It is. It's an amazing product.
Okay, I got the next one here. This is from Coffee Breath. I like that one. It says, just this week, my comic shop in New York was shorted 10 X-Men. It happens far too often, and that level of inconsistency wouldn't be acceptable in any industry. I really appreciate these videos you do every week. We kind of hit on the industry thing. He's right.
Yeah.
You put this market or this type of distribution in any other industry, and they'd be up in arms.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
I don't hear anything from Diamond. I don't hear anything from Marvel saying, "Oh, we're sorry."
Right.
We're sorry. I mean, maybe they're talking to comic shops, but we're the ones buying the books. unfortunately, the comic shops are left giving us the bad news. Okay,
Right.
they don't want to do that. I don't go into comic. They don't want to sit there. Nope, we don't got it. They hate that. Nobody wants. Nope, we got shorted again. I'd like to hear from Diamond. I'd like Diamond to say, "This is why you're not getting your books."
Right.
I think that would go a long way. Just be honest. Tell us why our LCSs are not getting our books. Tell us why our books are damaged. And not just from Diamond, from Lunar, from UCS. I can never remember that name. Midtown Comics. Mm-hmm. But I would love to hear from them. And maybe I'm missing it, but I'll ask you, are you hearing anything from the distributor?
No, I haven't seen any articles or anything like that. And that right there kind of, I mean, I don't want to say there's a conspiracy or anything like that, but usually when there's no acknowledgement, usually is the first sign of a bigger problem happening. Yeah. And I hope that's not the case.
Yeah. What bigger problem might you be referring to, Bob?
I don't know. Maybe they're not making enough money.
Well, I don't think they've been making enough money for a long time.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We've talked about Diamond quite a bit in the past, and it's actually a subject that we nailed for like 3 straight weeks. And
I wonder if we could get them on.
I doubt it. If they watch any of those videos, they're definitely not coming on.
I'd love to just interview them and just get the straight
answer
from
them.
I think
I've met them there. I've met the people at Diamond. I've talked to a few of them and stuff at the Comic Pro event. They were all there.
We should try.
All right. Probably not going to happen. All right. The next one here is from Brian Vera. Says, yes, definitely having issues not getting my issues. Pun intended. I like that. Got screwed out of the order of Spawn 309 and Death Metal. Just happened to be hot books that shop didn't fill. So the hot books. There's another conspiracy theory on the hot books as well.
Right.
Okay. And how come we're not getting these hot books before they're hot? Now, there's 2 different cases. Mm-hmm. You go into your comic shop. Did you get these books? Nope, we didn't get them. And they got them. That happens.
It does happen.
That's a bad shop.
Yeah.
To sit there and lie to you, about it. If they're lying to you, go to a new shop. Forget that shop. Go somewhere else.
Have to prove they're doing it first.
Yeah. Don't assume that I mean, if they sit there, we didn't get it, and you see 10 copies of Spawn 309 sitting in the back, then he's probably lying to you.
Or the next week on the shelf for $20.
Yeah, exactly. But that is a case that happens. A lot of people have said, hey, in my comic shop, they're doing this. They're pulling stuff out of my box. It's on my pull list. They're telling me they didn't get it, and then the next day, they got them on sale for upping the price. That's a horrible, crappy comic shop, and those type of shops, pass.
Yeah.
Go find a better one that's going to take care of their customers and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. Now, the second part of it is the hot book is, are they going somewhere else? And that kind of goes back to the conspiracy. Are they going to other shops? And I think I'm going to hit that a little bit later. I think I want to hold off a little bit. But the main thing I want to hit on is the comic shop on that. And the comic shop portion is maybe you're not hearing the full thing. Maybe they are using the excuse. It's become such a norm now to say, that you got shorted. They're just going to say that, even though they didn't. Okay, Bob, you got the next one there.
All right, this one comes from DJ OG Danny Boy Peru. Love the name. Good morning, Bueller. Tell Bob good morning. Tell me good morning.
Morning.
How you doing? Thank you, Brian. Good morning to you, too. Ever since the pandemic started, collecting and reading comics has become a chore. Just to get the titles I currently read on a regular basis has been an issue. Being in Phoenix, Arizona, some come in and some don't. On one of my titles, issue 5 came in before issue 4. Luckily, I have a wonderful LCS that keeps me updated with great communication. I've also streamlined my pull list to getting fewer titles to avoid delays. Thanks for all you do for the community, and stay safe.
Well, thank you so much. And you know what? I know exactly what he's talking about when issue 5 came out before issue 4. Perfect example, Pandemica, a book I liked. The trade came out before the final issue came out.
That's right.
I was like, what's going on? I thought I missed it. I thought I missed the book because the trade came out literally 3 weeks before the final issue came out.
Right.
And there was a handful of issues that I was looking at my video. I was like, wait a minute. The other issue has come out. How is this one not came out? And it just happened. I think they've fixed that. I think that was just a case of They had stuff planned to come out before everything got shut down. It just got delayed, and other stuff kind of got backed up. For the most part, going forward, I haven't seen that issue to where issues are coming out before the previous issue. But it did happen at the very beginning, so I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, there were a few cases in the very beginning when the whole pandemic thing happened where Diamond was very shoddy on their communication to a lot of the publishers. And so publishers were scrambling to make money just like anybody else. And so I think what they did was they decided, we don't know when 5's coming out. We're going to put the trade paper back out at least, so at least people can read the book and we still have some revenue coming in.
Yeah,
That's
or
what I think
they
happened.
just put them out on their website to where you could just order the issue straight from them. And that brings us to kind of a little segue that we're going to do in this. And I wanted to spotlight Scout Comics because they're kind of taking a different route to putting out their books. And they sent us some stuff, so we're going to do kind of a quick unboxing of some of this stuff. So let me set this down. And this all ties in, so there you go. They have these boxes from Scout Comics that you can get. This one is called the Nonstop Box. And what this is, they send you, I believe it's 10 number 1 issues. And if I'm not mistaken, you know what the issues are that you're getting in this mission. I could be mistaken, but on the other one you do know. But let me show you the ones I got in my box. So this one I got, like I said, these are all number 1s or number 0s apparently. Long Live Pro Wrestling, number 0. The Princess Revolution, number 1.
Nice.
Last Stop, number 1. And I believe this one's autographed. It's a variant cover, the Forever Maps. I think that's right. Variant cover. And they throw random variants in there as well, so it's kind of cool. Metal Shark Bro Assault on Menzing Island, number 1. And Metal Shark Bro, number 1. And actually, these two we're going to be giving away later, so I'll just set these aside.
Nice.
There we go. Planet Caravan, number 1. Monarchs, number 1.
Very cool.
Kyra Alien Jungle Girl, number 1. And Tart, number 1.
Tart.
So in that box, you get 10 number 1s. It's easy buy. You know what you're getting. And I like that. And you're getting it straight from the publisher. You're getting all Scout Comics, all number 1s. It takes the guessing work out of it. It's easy to find. You just go to their website.
Sure.
So that's this one. Actually, you want to set that over there somewhere?
That's like a great sampler.
Yep. This one is the Scout Comics Gold Edition.
Nice. Look at that.
Yeah, this is heavy duty. This is like $100.
Wow.
So anyway, let's go ahead and go through here. And there's a whole sorts of goodies in here.
Whoa, check that out.
Look at that. You can show that off.
Sweet. We got, it looks like a little keychain
Nice.
type thing. I got solar flare on it. Pretty
There you
cool.
go. Little sticker, of course. Got a little cup holder. Little cozy thing.
A little cozy.
There you go.
All right. So
Look
you
at
can have your cup of coffee or your beer with your comics.
All right. And what else do we have in here? Okay, we have, I don't know what this is, but it's autographed. I don't know what the title is.
I have no idea, but I love that cover. Wow.
Beautiful cover, and it's autographed. We have the Mall, number 1. I like that. Stabity Bunny, number 3. That's awesome. That's the New Mutants. I don't know what cover that is, but it's the Devil Bear or Demon Bear.
Demon Bear, yeah.
Yep. This is Star Bastard, number 1.
All right.
It Eats What Feeds It, number 2. I still need number 1. That's right. Is this the Momoko cover? Is that Momoko?
It kind of looks like a Momoko.
I don't
cover.
know. I don't even know what it is. It's a New York Comic Con exclusive. Yeah, some of these I don't know. Murder Hobo, number 1. Awesome. I kind of been wanting to check that out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Welcome to Paradise, number 1. These are all like number 1s.
That's awesome.
This is like an Ashcan sampler, third wave. Kind of cool. And then you get a trade in here.
Let me take these down.
Thank you. Solar Flares, number 1. And you get a slab. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, you get a slab as well. The Mall, number 1, autographed by people. And
By people.
Yeah, there's actually a little sketch on the bottom there. I don't know if you guys can see it all that well.
So it's got a remark on it.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
That is in their Scout Comics Gold Deluxe box. And pretty much you'll know you don't know what books you get, but you know what you get. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
you get a slab, you'll get a trade paperback, you get a bunch of number ones, an autograph, a variant, and stuff like that.
Some cool swag.
Yeah, some cool swag. So that's for their box. Now, I wanted to show these, and I don't have it yet, but they are going to be sending me their monthly subscription box. And have you heard about that?
No.
So they have a new way of getting comics. And I really like this because, honestly, I have a hard time getting Scout comics at our LCS.
That's true.
They just don't.
Very hard. Even when I pre-order it, it's very hard.
That Atlantis one, that's literally based out of Oregon. You know,
Yeah.
it's about a small town in Oregon. I couldn't find it anywhere.
So, Jack Stabbity Bunny, I have not been able to get that, ever since I got the Comic Tom exclusive, and it just never shows up.
They're hard to get. And so their monthly subscription box, and I don't know if my code works on the subscription boxes, to be totally honest. I know it works on the individual issues. But what they do, they put out a box now every month, and it's all their books for the month. Mm-hmm. So whatever came out, you get in that box. So, and you'll know what you get. You'll know the 10 or 12 titles, whatever came out that month. They'll have a list of what books you're going to get, and then once a month you get that box, and you get all those books. Some are variants, some might be autographed as well, but there's no guesswork. You know exactly what you get.
Yeah.
And you get all the Scout books that came out that month for like a price. It's like, I think it's like $33 for if you sign up for the subscription.
Wow.
So $33.99. You get like 10 or 12 books, something like that. You'll know exactly what you get. When we get one of those boxes, I want to show it off because honestly, that's the best way for me to get Scout comics because my LCS just doesn't get a lot of Scout comics. This, I think, honestly, is kind of the wave of the future.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can hedge your bets and just order it direct from the distributor, get the books that you want, and don't have any problem of shorting here, shorting there, damages on the way or anything. I think that's a great idea.
They pack them really well, and the nice thing is you're not wondering if your LCS is going to have those books because they'll just be sent to your door.
Sure.
And they're all bagged and boarded as well.
Yeah. As long as they don't do like the way Marvel and DC used to do, where they folded them in half and sent them to you.
No, they come really nice. I know Tom did a video about them.
Yeah.
He showed it off on there. I was like, dude, what's that? Mm-hmm. I mean, it sparked my interest just seeing that stuff. And actually, I saw that, and that's kind of made me contact them again. I contacted them earlier in the year, and we sat down and talked. And then I saw that they're doing this new thing. I was like, I want them on board.
Yeah,
I want this to be something I share with the people who take the time to watch this video.
For sure.
So, and they sent us some cool stuff. So thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And we'll be giving some of this stuff away in the weeks to come as well.
All right.
Next one up. Actually, you're up again there, Bob.
So this one comes from Zealot Gaming. He says, all my LCS here outside Cincinnati, they have been having trouble with DC's new distributor. Plunge number 6 and Hellblazer, I think number 9, were 2 weeks late due to them just not packing them. There was another DC title that was late, but it slipped my mind now. But it's the same problem. The issues were on the packing slip, but no issues packed. Also, Alienated is impossible for them to get. Apparently, I'm still waiting on issue number 5. Issue 4, I had to get from eBay. So, no, you're not alone, and it's not just a West Coast thing. By the way, keep up the good work and video, guys.
I like that almost everyone in the comments when they were talking, they told me where they were from.
Yeah.
And they just put that in there. Florida, New York, Alabama. And they put that in there. I didn't ask for that. I don't think I did. But they put that in there.
Yeah.
So you get to see where all these people are coming from and see that it's obviously, worldwide problem. He mentioned the other distributors, Lunar and UCS, which is Midtown. Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about the conspiracy theory about Diamond, maybe preferring some bigger comic shops to smaller ones. There's also the conspiracy theory about, let's just say at Midtown, okay? Mm-hmm. They are a comic shop.
They're a comic shop.
Okay? And they are distributing DC books,
mm-hmm.
okay? Hot DC books, Like I said, I can't prove any of this, and I like to think the best, so I don't think this is going on. But I have heard, and this was a concern from comic shops, mm-hmm. okay? What if I'm short on my books and they're keeping them because they know that they can sell them to their customers? That is a problem. And I think that's more likely to actually happen than what the other conspiracy was about Diamond.
Right. Well, like I was saying earlier, let's just talk about, fulfilling your largest order.
Yeah.
If you're one of the largest comic shops in the nation,
Yeah.
guess whose order is going to be filled first?
Yeah.
And that can seem like, I'm hoarding books for myself.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of a thin line there. I think that's kind of like, what do they call it? Conflict of interest?
Yeah.
Type of thing?
I think it is. I think it is a conflict of interest, and you've heard that a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
that a lot of comic shops have said we're supposed to buy comics from another competitor, the biggest comic shop that there is. How does that make sense?
Right.
It doesn't. It'd be like Burger King buying their meat from McDonald's.
Right.
You're not going to do that.
Absolutely.
But that is a problem. That is something I've thought about, and I've looked at that, and I said, you know what, that could creep in. I don't think it's happening. I wish I really would hope to think that the people behind the scenes are true and honest, and they take care of their stuff. But that can be something that's on the table. We
Sure.
can't just bury our head in sand and not think that might not happen, because it could.
It could.
It could easily happen, more so than what we talked about Diamond doing, because they sell to customers. And what's them? I said this when we talked about the other place that kind of came out of nowhere. I talked about a long time ago. I'm forgetting the name of it, and they're like, "Oh, go to your shop and we'll mail the books to the shop and you pay us and all that stuff." And I can't remember what they're called, the Comic Hub. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why would they even want to share the money with the comic shop? Why
Right.
would they just take all the information they just received from that customer and say, "Well, we're just going to ship it directly to you"?
Yeah.
Why split the money? And I kind of look. This kind of falls on the same thing, because they're looking for customers as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why? They obviously know there's customers out there because they're seeing all these orders. They see how many copies all the comic shops are ordering.
Right.
So they know how much this is selling at this one comic shop. I mean, literally, having one comic shop, the main comic shop, know all the orders on how many books that all the competitors get. How is that fair?
Yeah, that's
How is that legit? Think about it that way.
that's pretty shady, man.
That is really shady. That is really shady.
Yeah.
Whether they use that information or not in different ways, I don't know. But you think that they literally have access to all that information. And the same thing with Lunar and all that stuff.
Yeah.
With Diamond as well. Didn't Diamond accidentally release a document not too long ago that had all the orders for comic shops on it?
Yeah. There was
And
something like that.
it was a big thing.
Yeah.
And now that's a common practice on the every week.
Oh, gosh, man.
with Midtown. But think about it.
Yeah.
It's just easy things like that. So
Wow.
there you go. All right, I got the next one here. This is from Taylor Strickland. It says, I live in Houston. Thank you for letting us know. Mm-hmm. My shop doesn't usually get shorted, although it happens. But I do find that it's difficult to get every book that I want unless it's on my pull list, especially if it's the beginning of a new arc of a story that I want to jump onto. The book just usually isn't there by the time I get to the shop after work. I really wish publishers would allow shops to receive credit back on books that don't sell, because the overall number of books and variety is sorely lacking from the 3 shops that I visit. Now, one thing I have noticed, and we've noticed this right away, shops are cutting back on their orders.
Yeah.
At least locally. I don't know if you guys are seeing that as well, but just the amount of extra books that they're ordering, they're just not doing it.
No.
I mean, they've lost some of their audience. Some of the clientele just hasn't came back yet. They've found other options, or maybe they stopped collecting altogether. And it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of extra stuff on the shelf.
Yeah, I think what's happened is a lot of comic shops have lost their casual collectors.
Yeah.
Your hardcore collectors are ones that are going to pre-order, have a pull list and all that. But your guys that walk in the shop, peruse the racks and pull stuff off, I think they have lost a lot of those type of customers, and that's why they're cutting back.
Yeah, that what brings it important. It's so important to put it on your pull list.
Yeah.
If you have any idea at all whether I might like it, or maybe it sparks just a little interest, just put it on your pull list and just tell your shop, just give me issue 1.
Yeah.
Just say issue, or whatever it is, just put it out there. Let them know, hey, I want this book. Maybe you just give me number 1. You can pull it off my list after that.
Yeah.
Just so you try it. But it's more and more important. For one, it'll make sure that the shop is actually ordering the copy of the book. Now, whether they get it, that's what we've been talking about. But up until like just this last week, okay, there's hardly anything on the shelves.
Yeah.
Like this last week was an exception. I was surprised how many books were actually on the shelf at our LCS. They had tons of stuff.
Yeah.
But up until that point, it just wasn't there. And actually, I could tell right away that the clients weren't there as well. Like we used to go there Wednesday morning,
There'd be a line.
And up until recently, it's like me and Sam, maybe one other dude.
Yeah.
And that's about it for the first 10, 15 minutes. And I just think people aren't, they got out of their habit of going every Wednesday. I noticed there's a lot of full boxes in there. Like you can see the pull boxes, and they're stacked.
Yeah.
You can tell that people haven't been in a long time.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that turns around and people start showing up, because the more people start showing up again, they'll order more books.
Yeah.
But they have to be lenient. They used to have 2 people on staff. Okay. They don't do that anymore. They only have 1 person on staff, and they shut down for an hour during lunch break.
They do that, and I don't think they're even open on Mondays anymore.
Or Tuesdays.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesdays.
Monday and Tuesdays, they're not open.
Yeah. But really, when it comes down to it, it's not just the comic shop. It's your local area. Do whatever you can to support the economy in your local area, because when that goes away, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, give them the benefit of the doubt. Unless it's a shady shop, there are those out there. And then, like I said, close the door and move on. If there's not another shop in your area, go to something online. Just don't even waste any time if they're practicing that. But give your shop the benefit of the doubt. If it's just not happening, or maybe, like I said, some shops just don't carry stuff.
Right.
They just don't bother. I've been in the shops. I've said, "Hey, do you carry this book?" They don't even know what the book is.
Yeah.
It's like if they don't even know what the book is, they're not going to take a lot of chance to go and order it for you. So if you can just go to their website of an independent publisher and just get it straight from them, then that's a great option to do. And there's like Bueller codes all around that you can use to get them for cheaper.
Yeah.
But definitely give your LCS the benefit of the doubt. Give them all the opportunities that you should give them. And, if it's still a problem, there are other options out there. But that's our topic for today. Like I said, our topic was, are you finding it difficult to get your comics? Yes. The answer is yes.
All the way across the board.
Everyone we're all in the same boat. You're going to go to your comic shop this week on Wednesday, and you're going to ask for a book, and you're going to hear the response, "Sorry, we didn't get that." And you just tell them, "Yeah, we knew it." Bueller said that was going to happen.
Yep.
But anyway, let's go ahead and shift gears and get to our final 5.
Sure.
And you know what? You can go first this time.
All right. So, as you know, at the end of this week, we are having another battle draft. We are drafting our best street-level Marvel team. And so I bought some Marvel street-level books. How about that?
All right.
So
street-level books.
So I got Moon Knight.
Is that an official category?
I guess it is.
Come on.
Here's an issue of miniseries Hawkeye. And then I got Bullseye and Punisher. How can you beat that? That's some street level stuff. And I had to show off my boy Red. Daredevil.
Okay.
And then here's some Heroes for Hire.
Street level.
There you go.
That's awesome.
There's my final 5.
Street level book. New category in Overstreet price guide.
There you go.
All right, I got some street level stuff here.
All right.
Heavy number 1.
Did you read it?
No, not yet.
It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looked pretty good. More street level. Star Wars, number 1.
Street level. In a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, there you go. Marvel Comics presents the Wolverine, number 1. Look at that. That's good stuff. Some shiny goodness. The Incredible Hulk, number 400.
Nice.
I like that one. And here, this is total street level right here.
Yeah.
This is the Lost Boys, number 4, the Saxophone Man. It's the best part about that movie is that guy playing the saxophone.
I think it was the old man, dude.
I don't know.
Oh, that's great.
But anyway, that's my final 5. I like the saxophone dude. There's actually, I saw another cover with, it's just the saxophone guy, just like blown up right on the very front.
So funny.
Going all at it, man. I was like, what is that? I used to have it. I don't know what happened to it.
That's great.
Maybe Sam took it. I don't know.
There you go. That and the jar of peanut butter, man.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's not good. You're going to get in trouble.
I know.
All right, so that's our final 5. Let's go ahead and shift gears. Once again, we're gear shifters is all we are. Mm-hmm. Let's go to our ones to watch. We actually skipped that last week. Mm-hmm. We're going to do it this week, and I'll let you go first. What was your pick for this week?
I actually watched a documentary that blew me away. I mean, when I saw the title, I was like, what? This is like, sounds stupid. Turned it on, and it turned out to be one of the best documentaries I have ever seen. It's called My Octopus Teacher.
Nice.
And it's basically a guy who lives near the shore, and he's a marine biologist, and he just starts exploring, and he finds this octopus, and this kind of relationship starts between the two, and over an amount of time, he learns so many different things that nobody ever knew before about octopus, and then it also teaches him wisdom in life. It's amazing. My wife and I we were emotionally moved by this documentary. One of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time. If you haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend it. Even though it sounds stupid, My Octopus Teacher. It's awesome.
I think it sounds lovely.
It's awesome.
Did he, entertain this octopus?
No, it wasn't like that.
Did he bring it back to his home?
No.
Introduce it to his family?
No, nothing like that.
All right. Maybe I'll watch it if they
It's
do.
mesmerizing as much as it is informative, but also at the same time, you grow in the relationship with these two along the way.
Did he wear it on top of his head at all?
No.
I've seen that.
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
It sounds interesting. I actually like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll probably give it a shot. But I also have another documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a ton of shows that are out right now. The Boys was one of them. I'm watching that as well.
So am I.
But this one I was really looking forward to when I saw the commercial for it. So this one actually holds a pretty special place in my childhood. This is called Challenger: The Final Flight. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Back in 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger blew up, on launch. And the reason why it was such a big deal is because this is the one with the teacher.
Yeah.
And where the kids, I think kids could nominate, but I think the teachers also just, wrote in things, when they heard the opportunity that they were going to have a teacher go in space, you could apply. And so a bunch of teachers applied. I think it was like 10,000 teachers and stuff. And this documentary kind of talks about everything involving with that flight. Now, it's no secret what happened. Like I said, the space shuttle exploded on takeoff. The thing about this, and you're probably in the same boat, I was watching this in school when this happened. This was a big event. I was 12 years old, and we were all excited, to watch the shuttle take off. And because there was a school teacher on board, a regular person, first time ever, and they were pretty much doing it for publicity, to be honest. And you learn about that in the documentary. I can remember sitting there with my classmates in an assembly or something like that, and we're all cheering, and all of a sudden the thing blows up.
Yeah.
And we're like, what just happened? We couldn't comprehend exactly what happened. There were some older kids there knew, but for me, I was like, that doesn't look right. And then later that day, it exploded. It didn't, because they shut it off pretty quickly after that when that happened.
Sure.
In the assembly or something. But it's one of those moments in my childhood I can remember, and because it was a tragic thing. And to think that all across the nation, everyone's watching this. All the school kids are watching this. This is like mandatory watch for your school class. Yeah. And I remember that. And this documentary covers the whole thing, everything leading up to it, how the teacher was chosen. There's how, honestly, NASA tried to cover it up after it happened. There's definitely, they didn't want to admit, fault. And there was actually people before this happened that said, hey, cancel the launch. There's a problem. These are not the SEALs or whatnot. There's something wrong with them. We need to fix them. And
they went through it anyway.
They went through with it anyway. And really, think about after this blows up, that was kind of the end. The space program has never been the same since. Because up until that point, they were launching space shuttle programs like every year, multiple times a year.
Yeah.
And since then, it's just like, here and there. And they've actually retired the space shuttle, itself. But I really enjoyed this. I was really looking forward to it. It brought back, unfortunately, a lot of kind of sad memories or whatnot. But like I said, it's such a moment in time in my childhood that I'll always remember, because I was watching it live, and to see it happen, and then here we're still talking about it, here, 30 years later.
Yeah.
It's pretty enormous, but a really great documentary. Netflix does a really good job on those.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend that quite a bit. So
for sure.
All right, let's shift gears again, because that was really depressing. Let's go ahead and get to our giveaways real fast.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and take these down. We'll go ahead and announce the winners for last week. And last week's giveaway winners for the regular viewers, the winner is D. Mina, M-I-N-A. D. Mina, congratulations, nice. You won. And for our Patreon winner, we have DC on the Hunt.
Nice.
So there you go. Those are our two winners from last week. So congratulations. Just contact me. My information is down below. But let's go ahead and get to this week's giveaways. And this week we have 2 giveaways again. And the first one is for our regular viewers and the Patreons. They can join as well. All you got to do is leave a comment down below. But we have Wolverine number 1. That's a Comic Tom exclusive. Then we have Walking Dead number 21, the trade paperback. Our friend Bruce sent me a bunch of these, and I had a couple doubles, so we're going to go ahead and give these away. And then these are from the Scout Comics boxes. We got Metal Shark Bro number 1. And we're also going to give you kind of an assortment of Comic Pro Line supplies in this giveaway as well. So that's for our regular viewers. And then we have another one for our Patreons. And our Patreons are going to get Undiscovered Country number 1, the Comic Tom exclusive.
Nice. Another
Walking Dead trade number 20. And Metal Shark Bro number 1. And some Comic Pro Line mix and match supplies and stuff like that. So all sorts of really cool stuff.
Very cool.
All you gotta do for the regular one is just leave a comment down below and you are entered. All you gotta do for the Patreon one is just be a part of our Patreon membership. And if you want to join our Patreon, it's the price of $3.99, price of 1 comic book a month. If you think we provide value worth 1 comic book a month, go ahead and join our Patreon. It helps keeps the lights on. We got like 58 Patreons. You know what our goal is?
5,700.
I said 7,000.
Was it?
We're not there yet. But every day we get a little bit closer.
A little bit closer. There we
So,
go.
you know, someday, 7,000 Patreons, give me a break. I can retire.
There you go.
Anyway, these are our giveaways. We're doing giveaways every week all the way up to the 100th episode. So there you go. Now's your chance to win some free books. You know what? I think that's about it, Bob.
I think it's a great conversation today.
Yeah, and it's probably longer than what we anticipated and stuff.
That's okay.
But you know what? That's the case on everything.
Yep.
We showed some great products from Scout Comics. I was really looking forward to sharing that with you guys. We talked about the boxes as well from Comic Pro Line, so go check those out. We're going to be featuring more Comic Pro Line product. They got some new product coming out. I don't know the huge details about them, but as I do find out, you will find out. So looking forward to sharing that with you.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a battle draft. What's going on there?
Yeah, so this Friday, September 25th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are having the next Battle Draft 2020, the Battle of Hell's Kitchen. And you're going to be there. Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers, Dylan from Dylan's Comics. I don't know if Hero and the Kid are going to be there this time. If they're not there, we'll have a special guest drafter. How about that? But check it out. It's going to be on Friday, and I can't wait.
Everything Comics. It's a featured channel on my homepage. There's a link down below, probably in the description, so you can go subscribe to this channel.
Thank you.
These battle drafts are always a lot of fun. I make it fun.
You do. Remember, you're doing the scoring this time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot how I was gonna do that. I gotta figure it out again. But yeah, the scoring's up to me because nobody knows what they're doing.
I just host the thing.
Yeah, there you go. But it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I gotta put my team together. My team is always involved, let's just say, a lady of the night.
Right.
On every one of them.
Codpiece. That's all I gotta say.
I love that guy. And I still haven't won one. How do I not win these, dude? My team's the most original.
You win because you get the most laughs. I'll guarantee that.
Jean-Luc Picard was the leader of the Avengers.
That was great.
I had Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as part of the Avengers.
Right.
That's good stuff.
You kill me.
All right, everyone. That's pretty much all we have, Bob. Anything else?
Nothing else right now. Just excited for this week's going to be another great week in comics.
Yep.
And we're going to bring it to you, man.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.